What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot Ed, and this is going to be the last video I do for the day. In front of you, we have the Transformers Kingdom Leader Class Ultra Magnus, aka Earthrise Ultra Magnus. Every time I look at this truck, I think about somebody bringing farm animals, and I'm not upset with that. Overall, this truck has grown on me. I love the wheels. This is actually easier to transform than the Siege version. He rolls really nice. I love the flat front. That does give him that iconic look like Ultra Magnus. You know, he's big. He's a big boy. You know, and you're going to see that later on. There's a lot of improvements that were made. And I think when you really get into the meat and potatoes of this version of Ultra Magnus, this is the better version than Siege. And so, just to compare, we're going to bring out Siege. And the first thing I never liked about Siege is that, this weird slope design. And he does have the DK14 upgrade. I do have a video to that. I'll link to that in the description. This one's always been a finicky one to transform. And he's just had a lot of ridges. Ridges. You know what I'm saying? Like these big giant ridges. It was one of those things. Yeah, I like this Ultra Magnus, but if you asked me, I was like, yeah, he did need some improvements. Now, unfortunately, if you are looking to have a version of Ultra Magnus that is more like a car carrier, you're probably going to have to get either Combiner Wars or Unite War or Legends Ultra Magnus, which it's a good toy, but it's more of an IDW representation. And with that being IDW, being that Earthrise and Kingdom is basically RG1, I would like to stay in that aesthetic. But I do own the Legends Ultra Magnus, and I gotta say, I still like him though. I still like him. He's still not a fun toy, but I still like him though. I still like him. Maybe I'll try to dig him out when I go through some stuff today. Or maybe not. He's way deep in storage. I already know where he is, and I'm not digging through that. Alright, so just to let you know, I never, ever liked this truck mode for Siege. Because I don't like RID or, Car Robots Ultra Magnus. Everybody's like, I hate that Ultra Magnus. He was a freaking robot on stilts. Legs up to here. Come on, man. In the truck mode, it was good. It's a car carrier, but they just, I kind of wish they did some type of retooling to make him a car carrier. Had he had that, he'd actually be good, because actually, he doesn't look bad with his calf stand is more out. He makes it look, it's just he still can see those blaring fists. And just for comparison with Optimus Prime and things, here's Optimus Prime. And, well, dead-ass Optimus Prime. But, you can see, like, the inspiration is definitely taken from him. But even he is a little bit bigger than him, which, again, that's why I don't like doing vehicle comparisons, because everything's just so off with Transformers in general. Like, you can't get a proper scale, and you won't get a proper scale. So what's the point of me showing it all? Just to say, well, he's, because he's going to, if you put a car next to him, it might look more realistic than if you put it next to him. It's something to think about. He should be, one thing I can say about Optimus Prime, they seem to shrunk him since Classics. And I wish he was the size of Striker Manus. Trust me. If you have a Striker Manus, compare him to any of your other Chug toys, even compared to Prime, and that height, he towers over everybody else. But, like I said again, the aesthetic, Hasbro does a fantastic job. So, it is what it is, man. I was going to have to deal with it. Alright, so, we're going to be doing comparisons here, and Not gonna really go into all the fluff. We're gonna do comparisons. So a lot of the stuff that you're gonna see is gonna be done on camera because we want to make sure we keep all the parts together. So without further ado, let's get to work. And first thing, we're gonna go to YouTube Magic, and we'll be right back. And we're back by YouTube Magic. So we're gonna start with him because the review is about him. It's not about Siege. So I'm gonna take this out first. And what you want to do, you're going to see these little tabs here. And take these off too, by the way. Just take these off. And just take them all off. Take them off. Yeah, you want to kind of squeeze that back. And I don't really like doing that. So a lot of people don't really want to be transforming this thing. But he, like I said, he is easier to transform it in. Of course, everything just comes apart and then you're stuck with this cap. So next thing we're gonna do is take this out because we're gonna put all this together a la Fans Project. I mean, yeah, Fans. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to say that. Because y'all know that's where it kind of came from. These are the shoulder pylons. Remember these. And like I said, you kind of just separate everything. And, you know, if you want to get prepared, then what you want to do is start with the legs first. And I always forget which way to go because I'm old. When you get old like me, you just go, I don't really care anymore. You kind of just fold everything around. Granted, I've only had him twice today. Oh, Lord. We're doing this first. We're going to do this first. Now I got to remember how to do this again. Oh, man. Nope. They don't go like that. Okay. I got to pause. Sorry, y'all. I had to do leg bits off camera for a second because I had to remember which way to accordion. And so what you want to remember is when they fail out, they come out like this. So that way we can remember how to do this. They come out and they kind of just fold out like that. And then you just kind of collapse everything back in and you'll see it fold behind there. The same process for this one. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we got the legs over here to the side because we're gonna deal with that later. And of course, these are the shoulder pylons. And like I said, the colors is what I like the most too. So they're white, you know, it's brighter white. These are the forearms, and of course the Ultra Magnus. The Ultra Magnus, and we'll fold that up. And you could get a look at the head is really why everybody likes this. This is more G1 Ultra Magnus. Look at that head. That's perfect. Yeah. So you're going to set all that to the side. And these are the missiles. Like I said, the missiles are even different right off the bat. Let's get one to compare it to from Siege. Siege almost had like an L-shaped design. These are more like the missiles that you would see. And they really do they really do look a lot better. So that's to give you a comparison. So you know which one is which. This one is kind of off-white and this one is a little brighter. Alright, so we'll set those to the side. Now we're going to get to Fatimus Prime. So basically what you want to do first is unflail these right here. We're not done yet because you're really going to have to get the head out. You might as well just go ahead and get the head out. So you're going to pull the cap down and out, and the head will come out. And what you're going to do next is, he's got some strong ratchets there, and then just kind of turn it around. See, it's different than the other one. And then you just kind of do like that. And what's going to happen next is you're going to see this big butt flap You slide that up, then push it back. And kind of have the arms ready to lock in, but not yet. And it's gonna scare you. And then just kind of fold everything together. He feels more hollow than the Siege version, but let's get him situated. And then you want to fold these back, these little slots for feet, and voila, you got Ultra Fat Magnus. Ultra Fat Magnus. Ultra Fat Magnus. But you gotta admit though, the colors are nice. I mean, it looks better, man. It does look better. Like, you might not like it. You might say, oh, I don't really care for all that. Nah, trust me, it grows on you. It looks a lot better. And you can always put the gun in his hand if you want, just to see. And then we're going to compare him with this guy. And as you can see right off the bat, this has that the Siege plastic has always been great. I always loved the Siege plastic, but you know, he's got an upgrade, so it's not going to look, you know, perfect. But I think this guy looks good. This guy looks good too. Like, I like both of these. Like, I really do. Like, I always kind of dig what they did with the inner cab. So I'm not going to nitpick on that. And as you can see from the front, they do have similar looks. I still like the head sculpt. I think the head sculpts on these two are fantastic. So of course he's got the bigger Autobot symbol here, while he has the smaller Autobot symbol. Now we're going to look at the back. Oh Lord, the back. So as you can see here, he's got this truck piece that's on the back, you know, from the front cab, and he's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just different sculpt and different parts and everything like that. And you know, I just think he looks better. Like, we're not going to get perfection. We're not going to get that car carry Optimus Prime. Ultra Magnus. And if we do, you know, that would be amazing for them to actually remake that. Maybe they can do that in the Studio 86 line. I mean, they can do it. Hasbro can do what they want. They can make another, you know, Ultra Magnus. They could do that. But I like the look. I love it. I think it looks good. Let's compare him to Optimus Prime here. See, yeah, see, it works. It works. And another thing I like, it makes him different, because as you know, in the original G1, he was just a white Optimus Prime, you know, with the parts folded around him. But by making him this way, it does kind of give him, you know, that different iconic look. And then now we can get into going into the Ultra Magnus mode. And so in a few moments, I'm going to pause again. And I do apologize if I was a little short. You know, I really just got out of the hospital about a couple of days ago, so I'm still a little miffed, but I'm here to do my review. So I'm going to pause again. We're going to get everything situated so we can have Siege compared, and then we'll do the final thoughts. All right, and we're back by YouTube Magic. And the next thing we're going to do is Ultra Magnus. So right now, he's just Magnus. And first thing you want to do, if you're familiar with the other one, you just want to fold those back, fold the head in. And then what you want to do here, slide up the mechanism up front so you can get the booty. It's the booty. Slide that down. And then put that back. Now, you are ready for Ultra Magnus. And like I said, the stark white paint is what really sets this off. So what you want to do, you see those two holes right there, and these parts are going to fall in place. Make sure to fold in the feet. And then you just kind of slide it in. And I hope when they do the DK14, the same thing on the other side, that they fix that tab issue. That's when you try to fold the legs back down so he can be the normal height. Hope they fix that issue, because that is an issue. I always put the legs on first for stability. The next thing you want to do is bring in the shoulder pylons. And you can see, that's another thing too. Well, we'll get in comparisons. I've already got this thing set. And you just kind of slide them in slide them in. And yes, you can interchange parts, but you won't. The hardest part is going to be the chest because they don't line up the same. And then after that, what you want to do is you're going to put on the Ultra Magnus, I guess, forearms. So you want to open that up first. And you kind of want to make sure that, if I'm not mistaken, they go in like this. And you see there's going to be a hole here. So just to show you, you see that hole right there? It should go in just like that. And then you fold it in. That's if you're not familiar with it. If you're familiar with it, it's pretty much the same. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Where'd the other part go? It's hiding under his chest. And he's starting to build up nicely. That's another thing I liked about it. When I first saw him, I was like, dang. I was going to pass on him too, man. I was just like, nah, that's probably a good idea. And do the same thing on the other side. Just fold that in. And then what you want to do next, I think we're almost done. And then you want to put the shoulder pylons on. And I don't know why this thing looks cooler than it did the first time with the Siege one. I don't know if it's the chest that does that, but man. And then the final benediction, because you're going to go in the back. And it's going to clip. These clips right there. They're going to clip on there nice and easy. And then you just fold that down. And then what you want to do is the Ultra Magnus belt. Man. He does look good, man. When you see this in person, if you don't have it yet, you'll see. It just looks better. It just does. You know, I'm hoping when I get the DK14 upgrades for him, it just looks better, man. Dang. Let's look at this. This is why it looks better. Because of that chest. See? He's got the Ultra Magnus chest. He's got the Ultra Magnus face with the glasses. It always looks like he got no shades. It looks better. Like, trust me, in person, this is really nice. And then even compared to Siege, like, I'm not hating on Siege. It just, his face is different. I think that's part of the reason a lot of people, I didn't say they hated on him, but, he had that Siege. We got used to that dirt and grime that Siege brings and everything like that. But I do still like his head too. Like, it just looks like a younger Magnus, like he's younger or something, where this one looks more seasoned, as everybody's saying, I can't deal with that right now. Articulation, let's look at him from the side. We'll get to articulation in a minute. I mean, it's not limited, but I will say that with the DK14 upgrades, the stability is starting to wane on him on the Siege version, where it didn't before. And you'll notice from the back, like I said, they both, this is a more shiny plastic, like almost like an unpainted plastic, where this is painted. From the back, I mean, they're pretty much the same except for the butt and of course the head, but everything else still fits the same. And I mean, it just, I hate it. I hate it because this Siege Ultra Magnus has been an Ultra Magnus for a minute. And then he comes along and everyone's like, oh no, it doesn't look the same. Trust me, when you get him in person, it's just like, you're going to go with this. You're going to go with this one. Not to say that you wouldn't go with this one. It's just cleaner. He looks more Ultra Magnus. Like, even now I want to play with him. Like, I just don't want to stop this review and just start playing with him, but I know I can't. So, just to move Siege out the way, compare him to Optimus Prime. There they go. I'm just a soldier prime. I'm not worthy. Nor was I. But I'm going to give you the Matrix anyway. It's really going to go to Hot Rod. And if you just want to see everybody from 86, and I know some of you are going to get mad because I already put up SS Cup and SS SS86 Cup, and I've already put up SS86 Blur, because I don't really like them as much as I like my Legends versions. So we're just gonna put everybody together for that group shot. You know, Springer. Just there we go. There's Cup. Everybody. Yes, I do have SS86 Cup as well as SS86 Blur. So stop whining, stop complaining. And I still might do my review on Mr. Hot Rod here, but yeah, I don't know yet. I gotta see how I feel on him, because it's enough. I mean, we've been indoctrinated with him, so I just, you know, whatever. Then of course we got Blur. What about me, Ultra Magnus? What about me? What about me? Ha, 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 ha. Well, that's who. That's who. All right, and then RC. My favorite RC, which is the Generations RC. Sorry, I don't like the other one. And yeah, we got like the whole 86 party going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, what's up, man? I ain't see you in a minute, man. Yeah, man. That's my girl, man. Don't be talking to my girl like that, man. Go ahead and see. And you know, y'all know what's happening. Which they kind of let go through the movie, but come on, guys. This looks fantastic. And with Ultra Magnus there in the background, yes, this is a solid go. So let's get into the final thoughts. All right, and we're back. And I didn't do the articulation, so he's got this strong ratchet there. And, you know, he does that, but he doesn't do but so much. He needs more leg extension, but, you know, you can do that. He might be able to stand. No, he ain't gonna stand up. And, of course, this ratchet, you know, he doesn't really do like a back bend because that's in the way. The arm does do a 360. So you don't have to worry about that. He's got elbow articulation, and of course that's it. He can do, actually he can, but you're gonna have to lift that up as far as you can. And he can do a, you know, waist swivel. So yeah, this is wow. Final thoughts. This is the best Ultra Magnus that we've gotten that looks like Ultra Magnus. When I say that, robot mode, yes. Vehicle mode, no. Should you replace them with Siege? It's up to you. Personally, some people might keep them because they're just upset with Hasbro for not giving us an updated look. But this, when you get this and you put it in your hand, it's going in your hands. As soon as you take it, sorry about that, my battery went dead. So, as I was saying, once you get this in hand, that's it. This is the Ultra Magnus you want. This is probably going to be the Ultra Magnus you need. The head sculpt is good. The iconic look is there. Everything looks more cleaner. It looks better. I enjoyed it. I was wrong in my assumption with this toy. I think that this is a good Ultra Magnus. It's not going to be perfection until they make it a car carrier, but as close as we can get to what we got, I say yes. Do I give this like a 10? Nah, this ain't a 10. I'd say it's more like an 8 out of 10, just for the updated parts and everything like that they did. But yeah, you're going to play with it. You're not going to put it down. And if you get him and you already have Siege, you're going to replace him unless you just, you know. And I'm not saying that Siege is bad. You're just going to replace him. So that's my final thoughts, man. I give him an 8 out of 10. I think he's great. You know, pick him up. Places like CMD Store got him. I don't know who else has them. I ordered some CMD Store. They're faster. But if not, you know, if you got your own retailer like BBTS, TF Source, whoever you use, go ahead and order from them. All right, everybody. This is Super Robot Ed. I'm signing off. Thank you for watching my video on Transformers Kingdom Leader Class Ultra Magnus. And you guys have a great day and a great night. And see you soon. Got some new stuff coming down the pipe. Peace.